Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Vanessa Knitty Witch, pretty much everywhere on all the social medias. And you can also find me at knittywitch.com with all of my links on where to find me on that site. You can contact me through the email form. You can email me at knittywitchshop@gmail.com, or you can DM me on any of the social medias that I'm on and I will get back to you. I am really excited about this new website because it has a marketplace and a destash section. I will be cataloging yarn and bringing it to you at a sale price, yarn that I have been hoarding for a very long time and that needs to find a home. And I'm going to release that inventory to you guys in the destash section of the website. I'm really excited about this. It's something that I've been meaning to do for a long time and just haven't gotten around to it. So it will be happening in the next few weeks. The marketplace will remain closed for right now as I work on updating the destash section. Once I get done with that, I will be bringing you new and exciting things that you will be able to find in the marketplace. The destash section is obviously going to be things that I have from my personal stash and also from prior inventory that I do not sell or is not sold regularly online. So that is so exciting and I'm so proud of it and I'm very happy and I hope that you all check it out and visit me there. We have so much going on. Tomorrow is the first day of Vlogmas. I am so excited for Vlogmas this year. Vlogtober was such a blast and so much fun, and I look forward to doing this every year and getting to share my time with you. I have so many advent calendars, we'll get to those, and I have a couple things to share before we start this advent season. So this is season 2, episode 4. It has been a long time since I have gotten up a podcast. There are a couple of videos that I have filmed that were not part of the series, but standalone videos such as the Rhinebeck episode. If you didn't catch that, that is available. And the announcement episode, as well as my Wool and Folk episode. Those are individual from the season and can be found on YouTube. So let's get into what I've been working on and what I have to share with you. So as you can see, the first thing that I have and that I'm wearing is my Granny Pop Cardigan by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. So I knit this out of Lion Brand Mandala yarn, and I love the way that this came out. It is so beautiful. And it was so exciting because this was a raglan pattern. I don't know much about crochet. I've just started getting into crochet patterns, but I had not seen a raglan top-down pattern for anything, any crochet garment yet. So this was really exciting to me. I love raglans and knitting. I think they're great and they're simple to follow. And it was so simple to do this pattern. I love the granny stripe is one of my favorite patterns, and I just love everything about this. So as you might notice, the sleeves are a little bit wide. She does include a little blurb in there about if you wanted to decrease the sleeves, you would decrease them evenly as time goes. Not time, but as the pattern goes on. But she doesn't leave exact instructions on how to do the decreases. So it's kind of up to you where you want those decreases to go. I decided that for the first time making this pattern, that I wanted to keep the pattern exactly as it was written and not mess with it and see how things went. So I did not decrease the sleeves, but I really like the way that they came out. One thing that I did, and I'm starting to realize that this is like a me problem. I keep making my sleeves too long. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying them on before I, start the sleeve cuff. And this did not need to be blocked because it's acrylic. So this will not grow. But with other sweaters, once I get the sleeve to where I want and I block it because I've not been doing a great job swatching, I end up having my sleeves being too long. This happened in Vlogtober with my Bay Heaven cardigan. I finished the blue one and I blocked it, and my sleeves were ginormous. So I'm going to have to go and rip back the sleeve and redo the cuff on the sleeve for that sweater, and I have not gotten around to doing that yet. It will happen. Definitely needs to get done. But I did the same thing with this, and now I have this sleeve all the way, like look. When I stand up, it's like, I need to really work on that. But outside of that, I absolutely love this sweater. I think that I might consider ripping back the sleeves and making it shorter, but I'm not really sure right now. It's not really bothering me, so we'll see. I think it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm so excited to be done with this and so happy to have it so that I can wear. So that is all I have for finished objects. And speaking of that, this is actually probably going to be a pretty quick episode because I don't have very much to share with you. And I say that because I am preparing myself for the Advent season. So we'll talk about that, but let's get into what I am working on. So I have put aside all of my projects. That is the Big Cozy Cardi. That's what it is. Big Cozy Cardi by Andrew Mowry. I'm in the middle of that. I cannot wait to finish that. I love that sweater. I just needed to put it aside for now because I was working on something else and I got distracted, and now it's halfway and it's sitting. So I have that I'm working on. I have to rip back the sleeves on the blue Yarn Cafe Creations Bay Heaven cardigan and fix the sleeves on that and shorten them. I also need to make the same adjustment to the pink Bay Heaven cardigan that I am making out of Into the World yarn. Now with that one, it's not blocked yet. So I'm going to have to calculate or do the math on how much I'm ripping out of the blue one and rip the same amount out of the sleeves on the pink one, because I was almost done with the sleeves. So I was almost done with the second sleeve, and now I have to fix the first sleeve and make the same adjustment on the sleeve that I'm finishing. So that's something that I need to do that is also going to get done. So like I would say those are the 3 projects that are sitting right now, but I was approached by EweKnit Toronto, which is a yarn store in Toronto, Canada, to participate in their Violeta KAL. And I was just so grateful that they reached out to me and asked us if we wanted to be a part of this KAL. And I couldn't say no. I had to say yes, especially since this pullover is so beautiful. So living in my Hoagie Locatelli bag, this is the Vieta Pullover. And this is a pattern written by Claudia Quintanilla of EweKnit Toronto. Trying not to drop anything. And here is where I'm at. So this is actually goes this way. So this is the collar. And it has like a light collar and it's coming down this way. Now you really can't see what's going on because I have it shoved on short needles right now. But the yarn, oh my God, is just gorgeous. So I am using, so this is held double. So the first yarn that I'm using is this color called Fine. And this is by Toutes les Matins Yarns. It is French. So that is their band right there. And then I am holding this together with Ella Ray Merino Silk. And the combination is divine. We're talking, this is luxury right here. Just the halo and everything about it is so beautiful, and it's coming out amazing. I love it. It is so fun to make. I will say that I am, it has lace in it. And if you know my track record for lace, you know that we don't do too well with lace, but it is simple lace and it is just enough to keep you engaged and not deter you from continuing on. Because I know that there are some patterns that for me, if they're too lacy and it takes too much of my brain, I get exhausted. It exhausts me knitting it and I put it down and I end up not finishing. That's not what this is like. I actually find myself putting it down to go do something else and I can't get it out of my head. Like, I want to work on it like all the time. I'm having so much fun making it. So thank you so much to EweKnit Toronto for including us. They not only included us in this KAL, they gave us 50% off of the pattern with the code WitchVioleta. And additionally, this goes on until January. That's right. This knit along goes on to January. They were nice enough to gift us the pattern for their new Carmelo pullover. Okay, so I am not struggling, but I am getting worded up on the fact that it's a pullover and not a cardigan because I always knit cardigans. So the fact that it is a pullover is a little different for me. But yes, we have a coupon code for the Caramello sweater that was given to us for my viewers, and I will pop that on the screen so that you can get that pattern for 50% off if you'd like to make that. There is still plenty of time to join into this KAL for the Violeta pullover. So if you haven't done so, you can still join in, and they are hosting this knit along in their Ravelry thread. So the EweKnit Toronto Ravelry thread. I'll have all of this information linked in the description box so that if you'd like to join in, you can do that. We also are going to be following that along in my Ravelry group, which is new. So I decided that I would make a Ravelry group after avoiding it for a very long time. I understand the feelings that come from the history that Ravelry has. I get it. I hear you. I know and I understand where you're coming from. Unfortunately, it's a great platform and it is the only platform that does what it does. And until there is another platform that beats out Ravelry or does what it does or does it better, then this is what we have. Full disclosure, I was trying to build a website that had forums and a chat function and everything in it, and it became very tedious and very complicated, and I had to move away from that idea and do something different. So I decided to open up a Ravelry group, and you can find that, the Knitty Witch Ravelry group, through my profile on Ravelry, which is Knitty-Witch. And you can join in there and join into the Violeta KAL with us and knit along and share what you're working on and participate that way as well. So I was trying to avoid being spread so far across all of the platforms and social medias. I apologize, but I am trying to accommodate everyone. So that is why there's a Facebook, there's a Discord, there's a Ravelry group, there's a website, I have YouTube, I have Instagram, I have Threads. I just want to make sure that you can reach me on whatever platform you feel confident most using. So going back to the Violeta KAL, this is what I'm going to be working on solely until it's finished so that I can stay on track with the knit along and not fall behind. So yeah, that is the only project that I'm working on. I am trying to be somewhat monogamous and give it all of my attention. So put that aside. So last night I had my first ever local knit group that I put together. It is at a local craft bar. They make handcrafted, well, they're not handcrafted. They make drinks from craft liquors. So they only specialize in carrying craft brews, micro brews, and the liquors from those companies. Southern Tier, things like that. It's a bar, yes, but a lot of tables for like, it's like a restaurant, but it's bring your own food. Isn't that cool? That's actually such a different concept and idea. But yes, you bring your own food. It is a DoorDash location and you can DoorDash your food right to the bar. And it was great. So we had this knit night last night. I call it my crafts and cocktails group. And we met up and I met some amazing people and we had such a good time. I'm telling you this, one, if you're local, please participate and come out and have a good time with us. But when I was there, I decided that obviously the Violeta KAL, the Violeta Pullover is too involved for me to concentrate and help other people with their projects. Because that is something that I do. Being experienced, I do go and I help other people with their projects and to learn in advance, because that's how I learned. I learned through a local knit group who held my hand and helped me every time I didn't understand something and every time I made a mistake. They were there for me. Actually, the group and the person that was there for me that advanced my knitting is Andy the Knitress. The Naughty Knitress is her store, and she just opened up a brick and mortar in Oregon. I am so proud of her. I am so excited for her. But yes, it was Andy and her group and her family that helped me. So now I have a group where I help other people, and I pulled out this project to work on at the group last night. So you will have noticed this, my granny stripe advent blanket. All right, so when I picked this up last night, I realized that I have not picked this up since advent season last year. And I know this because I did put a couple stripes on it last night. But if you look at this, get my face out of the way. The stripe that's underneath the top red stripe is Christmas colored. It's a little hard to see. There you go. There's a little bit more right here. And I put a Christmas color in every Christmas season to remind myself that that is Christmas. Well, I picked it up and I had the Christmas stripe and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I have not worked on this since last Christmas. So what am I supposed to do? Put two Christmas stripes next to each other? Like, I don't want to put two Christmas stripes right on top of each other. That kind of like doesn't balance out my color scheme. So I'm trying to throw in a couple more colors before I add in another Christmas stripe. But yeah, I have not worked on this. I have not worked on this since last Advent season. But because it is Advent and because we will have Advent calendars with mini skeins, this is the project that I will be working on in addition to the Violeta Pullover. So this is where I'm at with this. I cast on, so this is fingering weight. I cast on somewhere over 300 stitches. I don't remember the exact count of stitches I cast on. For the pattern, it's by Attic 24. I believe you have to have multiples of 3. So whatever I cast on, I added whatever I needed to make sure it was divisible by 3. Yeah, so here we are. That's how much I have. And it is quite long. Each row is a different color. And I kind of wish that I would have cast on more because it's kind of hard. You start with a foundation chain and then you go and you do your first row. Well, because I did the foundation chain out of the same color and 10 gram mini skein that I started with, I ran out of yarn around the 300 stitches. So I stopped, right? I'm getting low of the 10 grams I stopped. Well, now when I do a stripe, there is no foundation chain. You don't need the foundation. You only need that once. So now what's going on is I'm using about 7 grams out of the 10 grams, and I'm left over with 3 grams. Going back, I wish that I would have used one color for the foundation chain and then changed colors and then used a different mini skein so that I would get as much out of the 10 gram mini skein as possible and make it more like 10 grams as opposed to the 7, and then not have any waste. But I'm too far into this for me to rip it out, and I'm not gonna lose all of the yarn that I've already put in here. So it is what it is. Every row is 7 grams and I have 3 grams left over. Most Advent mini skeins are 20 grams anyway, so not really a big deal, but just something that, like, if I was to do this again, I would take that into consideration. I am also using a size D crochet hook. Hit the camera there a little bit, sorry. A size D crochet hook. This one happens to be from Furls. Furls is no longer making these. I am waiting for them to release their new Odyssey hooks when they find a manufacturer for their metal, but it hasn't happened yet, so we'll see. My favorite hooks are the Furls hooks. All right, so let me talk about a couple things that I picked up this period excuse me, just kind of like lost my train of thought. What is the word? Acquisitions. Oh my God. I have acquisitions. So let me share that with you. I went to the local yarn store today because I needed a new needle set. I have to switch over on the Violeta from the shorter needle to a longer needle. And I have separate fixed circulars right now. I thought it would be a lot easier if I had interchangeables so I could just unscrew them and kind of like switch them out. I thought that maybe that would be a little easier. So I went to the yarn store and finally broke down and bought the Chigu interchangeable set. Now, I have been burned by many an interchangeable needle set. The only needle set to this day that has not given me a problem is my original first purchase interchangeable set from Knit Picks, the nickel ones, the all metal ones, not the ones with the wood that have the join. These are the solid nickel plated ones. I still have them. They are still reliable and they had a good run. I've had them for over 10 years, but I love the Chigu red lace so much. I've just been using the fixed circulars. So I broke down and I bought the complete needle set. So if you haven't seen this yet, it comes with all of the sizes and multiple cables to make 24 inches, 32 inches, and 40 inches, which are the 3 most common sizes. Put this, now they're going all over the place. I didn't know this either, except when I went to go put them together, there's actually separate cables for the smaller needles than there are for the larger needles. And that's really good because it means the joins are smoother. So I'm really excited about this purchase. I'm happy that I finally was able to break down and get it. And hopefully it serves me well and I don't have a problem with them unscrewing, because I swear if these unscrew on me, I'm done with interchangeables forever. So fingers crossed, these will not come unscrewed. The other thing I picked up from the yarn store was a Woolies Kit. So if you haven't heard of these, and I'm actually going to talk about them in a second here anyways. If you haven't heard of these are the Woolies. And the Woolies are these full crochet kits for beginners. Now, I am not a beginner. I can crochet I just thought this was cute. I didn't need it, but I wanted to try it out. So it comes with tutorial videos and everything you need to make the pattern kit. This one's a little rainbow dinosaur. So I'm pretty excited about that. I thought that was cute. And then I also bought some triangle stitch markers from Coco Knits. So I know that there's a few varying opinions on these Coco Knits tools, and it just seems like the argument is that they're pricey. Yes, that's true. They can be a little more expensive. They are hands down my favorite knitting tools ever. I solely use the stitch markers. The stitch markers are phenomenal. I got the triangle ones because I thought it would be smart when I'm knitting in the round to have a triangle one for the beginning of round. I am getting a little tired of dangly stitch markers kind of flopping around. They're fun and I love them. I prefer progress keepers where I'm marking stitches to have dangles on them. If I'm working in the round and I'm moving the stitch markers constantly, I don't like them to dangle. So I have plenty of circle ones in different sizes, but I thought it would be cool to have the triangle one so that I can mark the beginning of round. Also, the Coco Knits roll, that the Keep Notions roll, is my favorite. I have everything you can possibly ever imagine in there. It holds so much. It comes everywhere with me. And when I'm not using Knit Companion on my iPad and I'm using a pattern that kind of has long repeats or long instructions, I don't want to leave my iPad on and burning energy. So patterns like the Big Cozy Cardi, where it's a very large pattern and the rows are very long, I use the maker's board and a paper pattern so that I'm not burning up energy with my iPad. So if you haven't checked that out, that's something cool. I'm not affiliated. This is just something like I really love. So if you've seen those around your yarn store, give them a try. I think they're great. Okay, so let's talk about advent calendars. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is day one of Vlogmas. If you are able to catch that, that's awesome. And I thank you so much for watching. And I'm just so excited to share this time with you and this holiday season. So let's go through the advents that I have. So the first advent, since we just talked about the Woobles, is the Woobly Wonderland advent calendar. So this came in such a beautiful display. Look at this. Yeah. So there's a couple mixed reviews online about this advent calendar, and it seems like the consensus is it's really expensive for what it is. I am going to be transparent and say, yes, that is true. This advent calendar, I think, retailed for $170. It was on sale. It's not much of a sale, but it was on sale. So I'm going to see what I get out of this and if it's worth it. But it did come with 2 free Woolies Kits that I'm actually going to be gifting these to my daughters for Christmas. So there is a little dinosaur and here is a penguin. I have a couple more coming in the mail. I have one for my daughter. It's a kitten, and Snoopy dressed in a Santa suit is one that I'm going to make for a friend of mine who loves peanuts. So are they overpriced? Yes. One of these sells for $30. These are $30. They go anywhere from $30 to, I've seen $50. I think that the Snoopy in the Santa suit I bought was like $45 or $50. That is super expensive. But You didn't have to go out and buy a whole entire thing of eyeballs or a whole entire thing of yarn just to make one tiny little thing. So does it save you money in the long run? I mean, no, it's not saving you money, but you're paying for convenience at this point. So it's really up to you whether you find that worth it. I find it worth it for gifts. Is it worth it for me to just spend $30 to crochet something small like this? Probably not. But to give as a gift to someone who doesn't knit, or who doesn't crochet, it's perfect. It comes with the needle and everything. And if I'm not mistaken, the needle that comes in this kind of matches the little guy here that you're making. So these should be really fun, and I'm excited to give those away for Christmas. So we'll see how that one goes. Now, I was at the liquor store with my husband and found this wine advent. 12 wines of Christmas. I had seen one of these last year and I ended up not buying it because it was a lot of like dark red wines that I am not really a fan of. I love all wines. I drink a large variety of types of wines, but I wasn't like too interested in how many that they had that I wouldn't drink. This one is a little different. This one has a Cabernet, Chardonnay, Zinfandel, Pinot Grigio, Cabernet Sauvignon, Rosé, Red Blend Moscato, Merlot Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon Syrah, and a Pinot Noir. Those are all totally different wines. So I'm really excited about this and to count down to the 12 days before Christmas with a bottle of wine every day. Well, a little bottle of wine every day. All right. So this is going to be another project for Christmas. This is the Freckled Whimsy. This here. I haven't even opened this yet. A lot of the stuff came in and I haven't even touched it. So here we are. This is the Freckled Whimsy Advent Skein. This is a 24 stripe repeat. And yeah, so here we are. And I am so excited to open this tomorrow, see what the colors are, and cast it on and do a stripe a day. The last time that I did an Advent sock, I loved it. It was from Rainbows and Sprinkles. The only, not issue, because it wasn't an issue, but the only problem that I had with it is that the markings or the stripes kind of blended into each other, and it was very hard to tell where one stripe ended and one began. So I was kind of like eyeballing it to see where I would stop for the day. With the Freckled Whimsy, I believe that her colors are more contrasting, so I'll definitely know where to stop each day. So that will be an Advent sock. So the two Advents that I have for mini skein, three, my bad, three. I have 3 Advents for mini skeins. Okay, so this one is a DK Advent. I decided that since I get fingering weight all the time and I have a gajillion fingering weight mini skeins, that the next time I start a granny stripe blanket, I want to do it in DK weight and have it be a little bit thicker. So this is a DK weight calendar. It is the only one that I have that's in DK weight, but I'm so excited because this is My Little Pony themed. I love My Little Pony, and this Advent is from Teal Torch Knits, whose colors and aesthetic are right up my alley. So here we go. Here's on the bottom is the mini skeins, and then I'm assuming that this is a project bag here, and then here's the full skein for day 25. I'm trying not to cover my mouth up when I talk, so I apologize. So that will be Teal Torch Knits, and then I have the Disney Princess Sparkle Calendar. This one is fingering weight from Yarn Cafe Creations. So here is here are the little bags. And here is day 25. So I'm really excited about this one, especially because the Disney princess that I picked out, and my favorite Disney princess and Disney movie of all time, is Sleeping Beauty. Aurora is my favorite. Sleeping Beauty is everything a fairy tale should be. It has a prince and dragons and fairies and a witch, Maleficent, kind of like a witch. Just a fantasy, and I love everything about it. I always have. It's always been my favorite. So my advent is based off of Aurora. And the last advent I have, I am so freaking excited about. I got this advent last year. Usually I don't repeat advents. This was gifted to me. Even if it wasn't gifted to me, I would still repeat this advent. This advent is my favorite. This is from my friend Fanny in Canada. Her company is, it's Bitten Mitten Mitane Croquet. If you remember Vlogmas last year, you'll remember that this is the advent that I had last year. Sorry, I'm trying to get that to focus. There we go. And this advent was great last year. Every day had, not every day, but every, couple days, there was just something extra in each of the little packages besides yarn. And it was so exciting to see what that would be. And I have not been so excited for an advent like I have this one. If you haven't had the opportunity to get this advent, I would put this on your list for next year, because this advent is fun. It is so exciting, and thank you, Fanny, so much. I cannot wait for tomorrow to open this. The colors last year were so beautiful, and I can't wait to see what this year will bring. And she packaged it up in this holographic bag. Like, hello, yes, thank you. This was also a collaboration with Slick Chic Bags, who I love if you haven't seen her bags yet. So I am so excited to open this tomorrow. So that's all the advents I have. I thought this was going to be a super short episode. It turns out that I've been talking for like 40 minutes, really long time, but I had so much to share with you. I have everything prepped for tomorrow, ready to go, and yeah, let's do this Vlogmas. One more thing. I announced the winner for the giveaway for the Buffalo Knits yarn in the announcement episode. So if you didn't see the announcement video, I'm going to pop the name of the winner on the screen again. And that was for the 716 Knits skein of yarn right there. So I'm going to pop the winner on again, and I haven't heard from them. So if you can contact me so I could get that out to you. And yes, thank you everyone who commented and all your kind words. I cannot thank you enough. I know I've also been getting a lot of comments on a couple of my other videos. I tried very hard to keep up, but I fell behind, and a lot of it was words of encouragement and support. So I really appreciate that from everyone, and thank you so much. Even if I didn't get the opportunity to respond to you, I'm telling you now, your comment means so much to me, and I can't thank you enough. All right, let's close this out. I hope everyone has an amazing, or had an amazing November. Let's do this December thing. Let's do this Vlogmas and have a great time. So I will see you all in the next video. Catch you later. Thank you so much. See you soon.